So my first motorsport memory was probably back in 2008. Um, it was on the way to my first F1 race at Silverstone. Well, when I say first F1 race, I wasn't racing, of course, a bit too young for that. But um, it was I was 5 miles away in the car with the window. No, actually, the window wasn't open. I could hear like a rumbling, um, and I put the window down. And to be fair, I didn't really register it at first, but I after a while I realized that that was the sound of the Formula One cars from 5 miles back. Was what I could hear, whether it was a plane or something, or what I was thinking. No, it was a Formula One car. Um, and then to arrive at the circuit and your whole body shaking with the sound, and then seeing and hearing these cars go past every time, and the vibrations getting louder and stronger with every pass. Yeah, that was probably my first experience of like how big and powerful motorsport was at the time. I was with that day a couple of karting drivers at the time, and Harry Newey managed to sneak me into the paddock um, with passing the passes through the fence. So I managed to get into the F1 paddock and I think hide in the Red Bull Energy station for a while with him. So I mean that was probably uh, my first memory of that. But no, I didn't really this I didn't really remember any of the drivers at the time. But I remember the scenario and the situation that uh, I put myself into. So my second motorsport memory would be back in 2014. Um, I was karting. It was at the time I was doing the European Championship, and I was coming into round four. And within 2 weeks of the fourth final round, I had appendicitis, and I had to have my appendix removed. Actually, the day that I was having it removed was a disaster as well. We got a puncture on the way to the hospital, and we had my younger sister, with me, so we had to leave my younger sister somewhere. When I say somewhere, with my neighbours, and take another car from my neighbours, I think, to get to the hospital because I'd already been in pain overnight, thinking it was just like food poisoning or something. Um, Obviously, had the operation, and then within 4 days of the operation, there was a test at the track that everyone was racing at, and I couldn't hit an apex to save my life. I think my quickest time of the whole day was 4 tenths off whoever was the quickest that day, which wasn't bad considering the circumstances I've been through. But at the time, when you have the final round the next weekend, that's not what you want to be having. So yeah, I was missing every apex by a meter or so, no consistency at all. So yeah, I mean, I was going into this final round with I think 3 points of difference between me and second place. So it was a close one, and I think even third place, who was maybe Lando at the time, wasn't far behind either. And then I don't know, I just something clicked. Maybe all that what do they call it? The medicine that they take you as that I take has got out of my system, and I just dominated the weekend. So I managed to win the championship and the races, and yeah, it wasn't too bad considering the circumstances. My third motorsport memory would be last year, 2019. My first experience driving a Formula One car. So I got to do the Barcelona rookie test with Alfa Romeo last year. And to be fair, considering I never thought I'd get this far in motorsports anyway, to be told that I was doing the test in the first place was an amazing feeling. Um, it's like an achievement I've unlocked out of my life, and to get to experience, I mean, the whole environment, let alone the car, is an incredible thing. So, um, yeah, I mean, there's lots to say about the day itself, but when you arrive there, you've got all the all the trucks, all the engineers, the the experience that everyone's around there for you on the day, it's really quite amazing, and how much technology goes into everything. Um, and then to get into the car itself, obviously you feel, even just how you sit, you feel like, okay, this is proper. Um, and the car itself to drive is amazing. Every corner, you felt like you were just pushing as hard as you could, just to get the car close to the limit. It just felt perfect as a engineering masterpiece kind of thing. Um, and was always pushing the braking. The high speed was just incredible, and then the power as well. I mean, the power actually was one thing that I felt was quite similar to Formula Two, but the rest of the car, yeah, it's another league and a really really special feeling.